everybody. Welcome to the channel. It is June 30th, 2025, and the time is 4:39 p.m. We're going to tap right in. See what storyline Spirit would like to share with us this afternoon. Thanks for being here, everybody. Collective message, please, Spirit. Collective storyline for the collective, please. Storyline for the collective, please. All right. In the central energy, well, it came out, but I don't know that it was proper. So let's do this again. Ooh, okay. Well, this one came out. We got the Hierophant here. Society and its rules and tradition here are being looked at, are being aligned. We have in the challenge position King of Wands, King of Wands, natural born leader. In the subconscious, we've got the Five of Wands, conflict, rivalry. In the recent past, we've got the Page of Cups here. Could be a new love. People are starting to listen to their heart, maybe, perhaps, or you are. Intentions and expectations, Six of Wands. So there's a victory for a new love. In the near future, we've got the Strength card. You're very strong, courageous. The lens that's being looked through is a Ten of Swords, painful ending, a collapse. Somebody's been defeated. There has been a defeat. This is over. Somebody has been defeated, or a collective, a group that was moving against a collective or a group has been defeated. If they choose, I guess, if they choose to stop with this freaking conflict, but it's right here in the subconscious of the Hierophant. The lens that's being looked through, in the environment, please, and thank you, Spirit. The Empress, Divine Mother figure, abundant nurturer, hopes and fears. We've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody has lost their opportunity. They missed their chance. They made a bad investment. They're in a painful ending. And the outcome, the Chariot. So there's a moving forward. There's a Three of Pentacles here, getting disconnected. There's a team here that was working here that's getting disconnected from your love, from the marriage opportunity, and there's death here. Death and a Ten of Wands burden. So this looks like it's their new adventure. And we've got, very quickly, we're going to complete this cycle. And you have mental clarity here with the Ace of Swords, and you're in, so you got the mental clarity with the Ace of Swords. You know the exact truth, and you got the Seven of Wands. So you persevere through this challenge, and you are protected from this devil, from codependent, toxic people. Apparently something really bad is going to happen if they try to hurt you. There's a new universe, or a universe out there. I heard this curator talking about, or his friends, the youngers, talking about torture in that universe. So if these ones hurt this woman or continue on in this, what they'll do is probably go to this universe that has that agenda. You're moving on, leaving it behind, letting go of the baggage, this trickery, this fraud. Most High God is here. The Hierophant regarding traditional values, society and its rules. And we've got the Eight of Wands in the reverse. There could be somebody's panicking. Things are slowing down. You know, in the there was that one thing that was stated that in the end times, time itself will be sped up, for if it weren't, then there would be too much destruction or something. It could be the Most High is here and slowing everything down. We've got the King of Wands here, overcoming challenges, a visionary, a leader. And again, the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is out here twice in the challenge position. Overcoming challenges, overcoming challenges. This conflict here, this Five of Wands. And a King of Cups. So there was some fighting, conflict with the love of divine masculine, with emotionally balanced masculine. Fighting for the territory. In the recent past, we've got the Page of Cups here and the Page of Swords. So we've got this, they're sensitive, they're loving, they're truthful, they're ready to learn, and we've got a victory here, Six of Wands. And the Page of Wands. Page of Cups, Page of Swords, Page of Wands. There is a victory here. There is a promotion, a reward coming. We've got strength here. And justice, strong justice. The law of cause and effect. Bringing a Ten of Swords, wounding, defeat to some people. And we've got the turn of the wheel here. The wheel turns. We've got the Empress here in the environment. And we've got the Eight of Cups reversed. Somebody's trying one more time. They're not getting left behind. Parenting, indecision, fear of loss. There's indecision. There's no withdrawal. There's no getting left behind. There's no abandonment. But we do have an Ace of Pentacles in the reversed here. Lost opportunity. And they're trying to defend their beliefs. They're thinking fast. So we've got somebody here in the environment, probably trying to get all up in this Empress's space. They're in a 10 of Swords ending. They have a fear of change and a fear of loss. They're rushing. They did not get their opportunity. They missed their chance for this Ace of Pentacles, and they're trying to think fast. They're rushing in. But you got the Chariot here. You've got forward momentum, and you are leaving. You're like, you're victorious over whatever this is. And there's a celebration within the community, within the friendship. Page of Cups. Page of Cups is in the recent past. So there's a Page of Cups. This could be a different Page of Cups. Getting some intuitive messages perhaps about a tower. A strong tower. And leaving home. So there could be a Page of Cups here that is in a tower, because you're strong and you're leaving home. You're making plans, or maybe they're in a strong tower, or they're in a tower because of your strength, and now they're making plans to leave home. Maybe they have to leave home because there's some sort of a heartbreak here. There's some sort of a divorce. They're getting told to get out. They've suffered a loss. The loss of a love. And this is a completion of this Queen of Wands, 10 of Wands burden. Temperance angel here. So balance is restored. Temperance angel. And we've got some difficult decisions being made by the sun regarding this rebirth. And there are lots and lots of new opportunities for this new beginning. This is a completion of a cycle. It could be that this is a completion of doing magic with a wand. Take it as it resonates. But we got the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So there's proposals and marriage for the loving feminines. And we've got the Nine of Cups, wish come true. Charming proposal leads to a marriage connection. And you'll be making plans for the future and where you're going to go. It's like this is the Chariot. You're in your Chariot again here. And the history of this illusion, these illusions that have been cast over you and over your life, are in the death energy right now. You are celebrating and coming home here. And now this devil has to go learn how to balance and harmonize, I guess. We've got the Queen of Pentacles coming into the fruits of their labor, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles here too. So Queen of Pentacles has that she could be a protectress who's protecting the fruits of your labor, which are a Ten of Pentacles. Take it as it resonates. You've got some overseas opportunities, and you've got mental clarity for it. With the Ace of Swords here, you're shining a light, or the Hierophant is shining a light on, or doing research on the Empresses perhaps, or maybe take it as it resonates. Okay. Somebody is in despair because the High Priestess is clear-minded here with the Queen of Swords energy. Yeah, they're feeling like a victim here. Could be a King of Pentacles that's feeling like a victim because they have failed to control the foundation. Apparently it's over. Somebody has been defeated. There's still some nefarious interdimensional beings out there, though, with the same old rhetoric of ensnarement and the prostituting of the mother energy. They're still talking about it. Look, we've got the Four of Wands, so it's a celebration and a coming home. So there may be a timeline shift. The Hierophant is here. There's a slowdown. He might be slowing down time. Like, we got the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So there's a big slowdown going on. You survived. You have survived. And you have overcome some defeat. You have escaped ruin. So there's a big slowdown. Something's slowing down. It could be time. Could be just ruin. Could be the Ten of Swords. They're slowing down betrayal. It could be that people's opportunity to betray is being like held off, delayed. Maybe those who are bringing you a Ten of Swords are in panic. He might be causing a panic because you have overcome, because you have escaped. Yeah, so there's a panic because you overcame defeat. We've got the King of Wands in the challenge position twice, surviving. And the Hierophant again, shining a light on things. The King of Wands is out here twice. He's not playing. He's all fire. And the Hierophant is here twice. So the Hierophant is in the central energy and also in the challenge position with the Hermit. So they're shining a light on things together. They're slowing down this betrayal. They're holding it off. No more betrayal. A return to tradition and, love, actual love. So we've got somebody in conflict here with the King of Cups. In a Two of Swords energy, there could be a stalemate. Somebody is blind to the truth. They could be at a crossroads. They got to make difficult decisions. We've got the Page of Cups, so a sensitive new love, and we've got the Page of Swords, a curiosity, a thirst for knowledge, new ways of communicating, and we've got Nine of Cups, wealth. There is an accomplishment here, and also we've got the Two of Wands, plans for the future. There could be some traveling going on. Victory here for a Page of Wands, excitement and freedom. And Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. There is a loss. Family feud. There's a family feud. So this Page of Wands is victorious here. There could be a family feud going on. He was the light of that family. And since he's victorious and he's got his freedom here, the family lost the Ten of Pentacles. Strength. A strong justice is in effect. Strong justice. Strong cause and effect. Law of cause and effect. We've got a Page of Wands with a new journey. So these youngers are going on a new journey. They've been reclaimed, and they've got a Nine of Cups here, accomplishment, and they're going forward into the future. And so we've got a Page of Cups, Page of Swords, Page of Wands here twice. Justice is here, the law of cause and effect for the pages, for the youngers. Their family, whoever was using them for financial gain, they've lost it. They're in a Ten of Swords ending here. Failure. Everything's collapsing. Everything's collapsing. They've lost, and the Wheel of Fortune has turned, and we've got death. It's an end of the cycle. The Empress is here. Somebody is fearing change. They want to try one more time. Yeah, and the Moon card. Somebody's trying one more time. We've got the Empress here, abundant and fertile. Somebody doesn't know what to do. They're got a fear of change. They're trying to cast more illusions, or they're just being deceptive. They lost their opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles reversed. A Knight of Swords is here trying to think fast. They won't leave this Empress alone, man. Four of Pentacles. They're greedy. They're greedy, and they're just mauling the energy of this Empress. They won't leave her alone. We've got a Chariot here, or the Star, going on a journey. The community is celebrating. The Chariot again. This is over. You're going a new direction. And on the bottom of the deck, you've got the Nine of Pentacles. A life of luxury is what you've got coming to you. You're a high priestess, and you took the high ground here. They're not able to reach you anymore. They've been defeated, laid to rest with the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords. And it could be that this Queen of Wands is independent, making plans. There is a Knight of Wands here, and that's that Knight of Swords also. These knights are coming in. They're upset because they got disconnected by the King of Swords. King of Swords knows the truth about what they've been doing, and there's a completion. The world is here, and this is a completion, and it's time for rejuvenation. It's a completion of the journey of the stars. This is your last lifetime show. You're freed from this matrix. The Chariot's out there twice. And there's a celebration. There could be like a movement. There's some kind of movement here real quick. But you do have a Knight of Swords stalking this Empress because they're afraid of change. They're trying one more time. They're casting illusions. They're being deceptive. They lost their opportunity for the Ace of Pentacles. They're greedy and possessive. They want to control this scenario. Look, mask wearer. They may be coming in trying to wear a mask to get into your real estate here, to get into the house, so that they're daydreaming of causing you additional natural disasters with these curses. Yeah, so you got somebody here, that's all they can think about, man. It's their entire life is cursing people for profit. But the Hierophant is here, committed to traditional values, societies. He's slowing things down. He's slowing down this betrayal. And this, there's a slowdown in betrayal. There's a slowdown in this dominator thing. Maybe he's dominating it. Like, there's a slowdown. Somebody's in panic. Somebody is panicked that you overcame defeat, or that this Hierophant overcame defeat regarding these dominators, and maybe these dominators are being dominated now. They didn't believe in this Hierophant. They didn't believe in the Most High God. In the challenge position, we've got these dominators challenged by the King of Wands times 2, and the Hierophant again with the Hermit card out here. Researching, looking at the soul, finding out what you got going on, these illusions, these daydreams. Shining a light on these illusions. We've got conflict with the King of Cups, and there's tough decisions being made. And friendship in the reverse. Stuck in the middle. Those who are bringing conflict to the love and the devotion of a King of Cups are having to make tough decisions because they're no longer friends. These people who were not friends, this network of people are getting flipped on their head. There's a stalemate. They don't have anything to do. But you got a Page of Cups here, sensitive new love, thirst for knowledge. They're very curious. They want to know, how do we do this? You got the Nine of Cups here. So there's an accomplishment and there's plans for the future. Somebody's sick about it. There's disease, weakness, and fragility. Somebody is sick about these pages having a victory here. Yeah, they're sick over it. Because these pages are exiting. It's like the Most High has claimed the younger masculines. The pages. These knights are all up in their business wanting to fight and draw swords and stuff. But so somebody's sick because these two pages got the Nine of Cups accomplishment, and they're making travel plans. They're getting out of here. They've got a victory here. There's a victory or a promotion for a Page of Wands who is excited and free, a free spirit. And we've got whoever's sick about these pages taken off, they're experiencing a loss. They're losing their 10 of Pentacles. They're in a financial collapse. So they were using these young men to gain wealth. There's very strong justice occurring right now. We've got a Page of Wands here who is enthusiastic. They've earned merit. They've earned a lot of merit. They were the cash cow for whatever family. They're sick now. 10 of Swords ending. They're in a collapse. They're in a financial collapse, and they're just in a freaking collapse. The wheel has turned. There's death here. They're being let go. They want to compromise. There's death. They want to compromise. The Empress is here with evolution and development, but somebody wants to try one last time. They've got a fear of change. They're in the moon energy. They're wanting to cast illusions. They're wanting to be deceptive. They're trying to mess with the mind, the mental body of somebody, or they're just stuck in a freaking fantasy. They're trying to cast illusions over the minds of people. They've lost their opportunity for this Ace of Pentacles. This Knight of Swords is trying to think fast. They're greedy, and they want to control this foundation still. They're driven, man. Look, they want to control your high value. They need to trap you because that's where it's at. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pages that are exiting. They're out of here. And then you got this Knight here wanting to target people and trap them still. The Chariot is here. You've got a victory. You're taking a journey. There is a community celebration. You're going in a new direction with confidence, and you're stable and you're okay. You're in harmony. There's a coach here. It could be that your new job, you got the real estate here. So it could be that you're going to have a new business or something to coach people on how to manage themselves during this intense natural disaster, like, you know, holding yourself together during extreme challenge or whatever. It could be that you will be teaching people how to manage themselves when they're frustrated. It might be your new mega project, how to deal with these mask wearers. But these mask wearers right now, they're suffering loss. They could be losing their pets. They're disappointed. They're suffering some kind of a damage, some kind of damage. You've been shown a kindness, a charity. It's time for you to go live the indulgent life. You've got a new family tree here, and all your vital force, all your vitality. These ones are getting cast away. They're getting cast away out of your peaceful and tranquil space. They're in danger. They're frightened. They may be having accidents. You know, they did a lot of, look at this. They did a lot of magic, okay? A lot of magic. Accident spells, you know, paranoia spells, just supernatural disturbance spells, mental anguish spells. They did all this magic. They did death spells. And they did this on you who care about family. You who are connected to the Most High. The Hierophant's out here twice. These ones could be mentally disturbed. It may have come back on them, and there's death, because there's death and the lens is being looked through. You're getting, look, you're getting ready here. You have earned yourself a collection of savings, like you might be coming into some wealth, and you're getting ready for marriage. So apparently that's going to happen. There's evidence, there's an investigation as to the nightmares that these ones were causing the sweethearts, the overload that they had to carry. It's like you carried a great heavy burden, and now these ones are getting rejected, and and this is justice, they're getting rejected, they're getting kicked out of your house, of your garden. There was exile. They're getting exiled because they took a bribe to try to separate you from your family, from your sacred, divine family, the Most High God. They don't know what to do. They're hesitating. They want to apologize. They're stressed out. They can't sleep. They got a lot of mental disturbances going on. They don't know what to do. They tried to mess around with your fate and steal your gain, and there's a conclusion of this collaboration against you. They live and learn. It's time to live and learn, and they gotta go. The robbers who tried to curse you, they're now blind. It's like they're flying by the seat of their pants. They probably lost all of their gifts, all of their knowledge of magic. They're having to deal with all of these curses and hard times that they cast out this magic on you for. It's probably all back on them. They can't get it off. They have to go survive it. All the horrible things they wanted to happen to you are coming back on them. It's like it's their gift. So we got the Hierophant here. People are panicking because you survived and have overcome this challenge. You're not in a Ten of Swords burden. And this Hierophant is dominating some folks. Like he's holding off Ten of Swords burden. He's got the strings now. He's got the puppet strings. So he's now the puppet master. He's got control of the foundation. He's holding off or slowing down these betrayals. Those who are dominating you, they could be panicking because they can't fight against whoever this is. Most High God, most likely. They cannot compete. Room. Their minds might be dominated. The room is the mind card for me. So the Hierophant is here, holding off betrayal, holding off those that have been betraying. He's dominating their mind, or he's dominating the collective mental body at this time. We've got the King of Wands here, out here twice with the Hierophant again, shining a light with the Hermit on all of these illusions that were cast. You survived these ones trying to dominate your mind, and now the Hierophant, the Most High God, is here holding it off. It's like they can't do it anymore. They're panicking. They're all stuck in their thoughts. King of Wands twice, the Hierophant, shining a light with the Hermit card here on the illusion, on those who were daydreaming and their thoughts. So the room, thoughts, and this daydream, their dreams and their thoughts are being dominated now by the Most High Divine, by the Hierophant. We've got conflict with the Divine Masculine, King of Cups. We have some tough decisions being made. It could be that there's a network, this network that was that has been trying to commit conflict with you is they've been flipped on their head. They're stuck in the middle, blind to the truth. And we've got wife, because they were messing with his wife. They were messing with this wife, whoever wife this is. All of the work that this network did, these so-called friends, they were blind to the truth about this wife. We're not working together anymore. There's no more connection. It's been cut. It's been severed. They're stuck at a crossroads for what they did to this wife. Page of Cups, Page of Swords, sensitive new love. They're very curious. They want to communicate. They've got all kinds of a thirst for knowledge. They want to know what's going on. They've got a Nine of Cups. They've accomplishment. They're wealthy. They're got a lot to be proud of. They're planning for the future, traveling, wondering what they're going to go do. They got somebody here who is sick about it. They're sick about the house. They're sick over the house. They're sick about the house because there's a victory here for the Page of Wands who's got their freedom. So these pages have their freedom, and because they do, whoever is sick about this house is they've lost the Ten of Pentacles. Their money is collapsing. They were gaining money off of using the energy and whatnot of these pages. So there's strong justice being delivered, cause and effect. There's a Page of Wands here going on a new journey. They've earned a lot of merit. They're a good and moral human. And we've got Merchant in the reverse. So they were not selling goods to the merchant. They're not going to the merchant. They don't owe the merchant. They've been a good person, a good moral person. They didn't buy and sell anybody's energy or life or whatever. They didn't do any deals with the merchant. Ten of Swords is here. A collapse. Again, a painful ending for these folks because they're losing the youth. And the wheel has turned. There's death here. This is an end of a cycle. These third wheel enemies are being let go. They want to compromise. They want to come to some sort of agreement. They want to reconcile. Because they're in a misfortune. The house is on fire. There's death here. They want to compromise. It's like, oh my gosh, look, I don't want to do this anymore. Come on, make it okay. Fix it for me. know I did all this bad stuff, but fix it to make it go away. We got the Empress here who has accomplished a whole ton of growth. She's very fertile, but you've got this stalker here who's got a fear of change and they want to try one last time. They're messing with the mind. They're being deceptive, they're telling lies, and they're trying to cast illusions over the mind of this Empress. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to cast illusions over the mind of this Empress. Waiting. They might be waiting to see if it's in effect, to see if it's working. They lost their opportunity for this Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Swords, driven, thinking fast. They're greedy. They want to manage the foundation of the of this high value person. We've got a priest. They could be a priest. A priest wants these goods, and a priest wants to control the foundation of this Empress. The Chariot is here. You're going on a journey. There is a celebration within the community. Yeah, and we've got reunion and cheerfulness and journey. So the Chariot's out here twice. You've got journey there. There's a celebration within the community. We've got a reunion. Everybody's real happy. You're stable. And you're going on this journey. Going on this journey. And it could be that somebody is sick. They're getting ready to make a journey because they were constantly working as your enemy. There's an old woman that needs consolation. It didn't work out the way they had thought. They're sick about this scholar, or a scholar is sick about the surprise. They got a surprise letter. They got a surprise letter. And there's death to hope. Whatever hope that they had is now death. We've got a widower. They're losing their spouse. They're getting a message of your faithfulness here. They're sick. This thief is sick about your gift. Somebody wants to be friends. This is a snotty little pleasure-seeking friend. They want to come in and say, hey, let's get it on. Let's be friends. They want to be the lover of this young woman who is in joyfulness. It could be that everybody's talking about them going to prison because they were messing with the Lord's sweetheart. Wife, the Lord's wife. The enemy is in despair. They're sighing over the soldiers' services that they had offered, the service of being a soldier against love. Yeah, false love, false weddings. Wow. So there's somebody was bringing a service for money. They were fighting, and they were operating under false pretenses. They were fighting love, weddings, children, you gaining your wings, and the fortune of you as a servant, as a person of service, I should say. See, these ones like to say that you owe them when you're not here as a servant, and you don't owe anybody anything. You are here in service, sharing your wealth, doing what you can to elevate the community. It's not that you're here as a servant ready to, process their dark energy for them. No, you're here to help instruct them to elevate, to learn about themselves and their energy, and to grow into, a good moral human. Which you can, because you suffered a tremendous amount of deceit and dominator techniques here, and you still didn't go militant. You still didn't become full of malice. As many people as was projecting their vile and angry and nasty energy onto you, you still didn't lose yourself in the mix of it. You did not take on their persona, not this time. You may have previously, like in the beginning, you may have had inclinations to drink too much, smoke too much, eat too much, you know, party too much, or run around too much. But then you left all those bad habits behind and you stepped into your natural self, and this time they couldn't stick it to you. Because you're not that person. You never were. You were just buried under the shame and the blame that they were forcing you to carry. Look, obligated. So we've got some obligations here. These ones are obligated. They have obligations. The Hierophant is here, holding off those who betrayed you and dominated your mind. They felt they're a nuisance, or they felt you were a nuisance, but they felt obligated to associate with you. It could be that the Hierophant is well, I don't know what he's got going on here. He's slowing down. It could be time is slowing down. It could be time is slowing down. And he's holding off those who betrayed you by dominating the mind. There's an obligation here. King of Wands is out here twice with the Hierophant, and they're shining a light as the Hermit here on the illusions and the thoughts of others. And that we've got great news here. Somebody's thinking this may be great news. There might be something amazing to tell you. Somebody's thinking there's something really amazing to tell you. It could be this King of Wands or the Hierophant. They're both out here twice dealing with these dominators. So somebody was creating conflict with the love of Divine Masculine and the King of Cups energy. There's some tough decisions here. There's this whole network, this whole team has been flipped on its head, and they're in the Two of Swords energy. They're at a stalemate. They're stuck at a crossroads because of what they did to this wife. They took unsolicited advice. They need to apologize for it. They want to apologize for it. Yeah, they were entertaining themselves by harming this woman. This is the wife of a very important person. And they found it amusing. Wow. New love for Page of Cups, Page of Swords. They're in their Nine of Cups energy here, accomplished, and they are planning for the future. Somebody is sick about the house, or it could be that their house is sick, their flesh temple. They may be sick, they may be weak, their flesh suit may be fragile right now. They're venting, I have to get this off my chest. They need to get something off their chest. They may be trying to project illness onto the collective. We've got revenge. This is revenge. They're receiving revenge. The need for vengeance is in the history, saith the Lord. We've got a victory here for Page of Wands. And we've got a loss. Whoever this is that's sick in the house about these pages all winning, they're in a 10 of Pentacles reverse. They have lost. There's a family feud. They're under financial collapse. They're not able to say goodbye. They can't move forward. They don't get to graduate. They're not getting in these chariots. And the pages that they were using for profit, they're not going with them. We've got strong justice happening here on behalf of a Page of Wands. He's going on a new journey. He didn't do any dealings with the merchant. He's a good moral human being. He's taking sage advice or getting sage advice. He's a good moral human. We've got somebody here in a painful ending, a total collapse. They've been defeated. The wheel of fortune has turned. There's a death here with misfortune. Somebody might die in a fire. Somebody might actually perish in a fire. Somebody wants to compromise here. The third party enemy group, they want to compromise for collaborating together against you. The Empress is here. Somebody's trying one more time to cause illusions and deception within the imagination. They're waiting, or she's waiting. Somebody's waiting. Yeah, they're waiting. They want to see the effects of it. They want to brag. They could be bragging right now. They're just all waiting to see, you know, the effects of whatever it is they're doing. The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. They lost their opportunity. They made a bad investment. Knight of Swords, they're thinking fast, they're greedy, they want to control the foundation of this high value person. And we've got Priest here and Trick. So there's a priest here who is tricking them. They were tricked by a priest. Or there's a priest who has ill intentions for you, rushing in with their sword up. Mad. They want to control you and your stuff. They've been talking about changing or getting your pictures and your videos, and they've been talking about changing the audio. There's something about a documentary being made out of your content. They're thinking about changing the audio. They want to rewrite the story according to their own desire. But you, as an oracle or a psychic or whatever you've been doing, you've been out there logging this story, the collective's story for some time. And like there's a new documentary coming out about Earth. The last one was Earth, a Woman. And now there's like a whole new documentary coming out because there's a victory here. And you're leaving behind. The Empress is out of here. But they're desperate here. Look, somebody's desperate. You got a victory. You're going on a journey. There's the celebration with the Three of Cups union. You're confident and you are going in a new direction. You are stable. You are okay. There is a reunion here and there's a cheerfulness. There's celebration. And somebody is desperate about this. They're in a bind and they don't have anyone else to reach out to. You're gone. You're out of here. And that's leaving folks desperate about their future. You were the one that was making it all okay, and you were also the one that they sought to destroy. So the Most High God said, okay, we're going to shake it up for you now. Now, apparently, they have a whole new universe that's going to be violence, because that's what they've been putting out into the world. That has to be their experience. They need a big favor. They need to reconnect, and so they're going to come forward and try to get a date. They're envious and they want to bring you chaos. They want to suck you into their chaos. They don't want you moving forward. I would not be accepting any date requests right now because they have negative plans for you. People are talking through the grapevine about this gift, about you being a gift, about you being the gift, and how you are welcome. You are being welcomed into a safe space. These ones are uncertain because you're uninterested in dating them. You're like, look, I don't want anything to do with them. They need a loan. They need a loan. Or maybe they owe a loan that they took in the past. They need advice. They took unsolicited advice. They want to apologize for deliberately manipulating yours and others' perceptions of reality. They're greedy. They sabotage themselves with dishonesty. They're seen as dishonest because the truth travels fast. And those who are honest are leaving. And these ones are feeling very hostile about it and they want revenge. I would avoid dating at all costs right now. This Knight is driving in. There's a priest here trying to trick somebody. A literal priest trying to trick somebody so that they can control their high value and their reward. They're desperate about their future. They're dangerous. This is dangerous right now. They have nothing to lose except life. And this priest is doing it. They're casting magic over this, or illusions over this Empress right now, who's got a billionaire status. So they're casting illusions, and they're sitting back waiting to see if what it's going to do. They're bragging about it right now. They could be bragging about it. Snack. Obligation, snack. So these ones are the new fodder. The Hierophant is here dealing with those who dominated the minds of the people and drove them into tragic endings that they would not otherwise choose for themselves. And then they were deceitfully convicted of wrongdoing and made to suffer in the suffering place. So God he's like, you lied, you created conspiracy theories, you drove people into these tragic endings and these horrible mental circumstances, and then they were punished on top of that. Yeah, they're the new fodder. This troll has an obligation to deal with that now. The King of Wands and the Hierophant are not playing around. They're shining a light on the illusions. And there's great news regarding some thoughts about those who care for themselves. Self-care. Maybe they're teaching people how to take care of themselves. Somebody was fighting with this King of Cups. There's a whole network of cult leaders here that were entertaining themselves, trying to hurt this wife and keep her stuck at a crossroads. They found it quite entertaining. It could be that there's a wife of a cult leader. Take it as it resonates. The pages are out of here. 9 of Cups, 2 of Wands, getting out of here. Somebody is sick in the house. They got something on their chest. They could have some kind of they got to get something off their chest. They could have lung cancer or breast cancer, maybe. They're sick. We've got Legend. They were messing around with a legend. This is a legendary story. You've got a victory here, Page of Wands, excited and free. And those who are sick in the house, or those who are sick over your house, your 9 of Cups here, there's a family feud. They can't say goodbye. They don't want to say goodbye. They're not able to leave with you. They can't go where you're going. They can't go where you're going. Family feud. They don't want you to leave. They're losing their 10 of Pentacles because they're losing you. They're losing this house. Trauma bond. Family feud. Trauma bond. Very strong justice is in effect. The law of cause and effect. This Page of Wands is fearless. He's a good, kind, moral human, and he's earned some merit. He didn't do any shady deals with the merchant. He doesn't owe the merchant anything. He's getting sage advice. Look, somebody's trolling this unicorn. There's a troll here seeking advice from this unicorn. There's a troll. It could be that this merchant is a troll and you're not dealing with them. Oh, love bombing, gaslighting. So yeah, 10 of Swords collapse. The wheel has turned. There's death here and misfortune, a fiery blaze. This is an end of a cycle. Third-party enemies want to compromise for their collaboration against you, and they're trying to love bomb and gaslight you, and you're like, you know what, get out of my face. Get out of my face. Don't want to have nothing to do with that. No, thank you. The Empress is here. Somebody doesn't know what to do. She's developed a big accomplishment here. She has evolved. They've got a fear of change. They're trying to cast illusions and deceptions over the mind of her and others. They're waiting to see if this magic is working or whatever it is. These illusions, they want to brag. They could be bragging right now. Look, tinfoil hat. Nobody believes their conspiracy theory. They're trying to cast illusions in the minds of people. They're waiting to see if it's working so that they're bragging, and nobody believes their story anymore. Nobody believes their story. They lost their opportunity. They missed their chance. But you've got a Knight of Swords trying to think fast, driven forward with his sword raised. He wants this foundation of this high value person. There's a priest here and trick. A priest who has ill intentions, maybe planning on deceiving you. They want your high value energy. They want your high value life. Oh, look, a shadow demon triggered. A freaking priest. A Knight of Swords. Defending their beliefs. They want to possess your value, your cars, your house, your whatever. This person's coming in to trick you. This is a demon. This is a freaking triggered shadow demon masquerading as a freaking priest. They want to control the foundation of your high value life that you're coming into. Yeah, you got to watch out for that priest, man. He's a trickster. You got to watch out for that religious dude. He's a triggered shadow demon. Fraudulent. He's masquerading. He's a pretender. You're in your chariot here. You got a victory. You're going on a journey. There is a celebration within the community. You're going in a new direction. You're okay. You're stable. There is a reunion here, and you're cheerful about it. Somebody, this triggered shadow demon, is desperate about their future. They got to come in and try to get, look, influencer. They're desperate about the future of this influencer. They're desperate about the effect you're going to have on this new chapter. This shadow demon has been controlling the output of the old chapter, and you can see how they've ran it into the ground and how they've been feeding on everybody. And here you are. They're desperate. They, you know, and a while back they said they needed the DNA of somebody who did it. Like, you came up out of one of the worst challenges ever. Like, they very, very rarely see, and they said this, they hardly ever see this happen. Somebody come up out of such an extreme challenge. But you did. And now this shadow demon priest is triggered about your influence in the world. They're triggered and desperate about the future. You're going to change the dynamic of everything. Everybody's going to become a freaking unicorn. And you got this troll seeking advice. They want to get all up in here. They want to know, hey, how are you a unicorn? They want to know, how are you a unicorn? How did you do it? And because they want to know how to undo it. This narcissist, jealous of your privilege. Look, it's a fashion witch. It's a fashion witch. Knight of Swords, triggered shadow demon, bitch, whatever. Or maybe this is Van freaking Pyre. You got the land back. You've got the land back. They're evicted. They're in exile. They gotta go. And they're a simp who did the very least for one who they did the very most for one who carries the very least. This shadow demon, priest, whatever. And they're being told to stay in their own lane. There's an announcement about this starseed empath. Or maybe there is an announcement being made by a starseed empath as an influencer. The Oracle is sharing all the red flags, what to watch out for, how to elevate beyond the red flags. And look, they got billionaire status. They're announcing billionaire status. Everybody along the galaxy knows about these feral beings. There's a documentary explaining all of it. These ones are concerned about a universe of torture. But that's the divine stated that if you want to create or to produce violence in the world, then a world of violence you shall have. And he created one just for them because, you gotta go to wherever it is you're aligned, right? And there's just not this much deviancy and cruelty anywhere, I guess. He had to create a special place just for this horrific behavior. They could have been coming after the wife of a King of Cups for entertainment. This cult leader. Nobody wants to work with them anymore. They might be turning on their friends, hoping that they can get some sort of leniency. Displacement. So the Most High God is here. He's holding off those who betrayed you and dominated the mental body of the collective. They have an obligation to go be a snack. To go be an energetic snack. But they owe a great debt to love and life. King of Wands is here ×2 with the Hierophant again. They're shining the Hermit light on the illusion, on those who are casting illusions over the minds of people, over the thought body of people. We've got great news for those who take care of themselves. Or maybe it's those who were casting illusions in the thoughts of others, who had great news coming to them. Anyhow, we've got their luck has run out. Their luck has run out. They don't have any more luck. So great news for those who actually take care of themselves. These ones are out of luck. They are out of luck. Those who are casting illusions. With all this conflict, this 5 of Wands conflict, they're fighting with the King of Cups here. Nobody wants to network with them. Their team has been flipped upside down. They found it amusing to try to cause a stalemate for this wife. Or there's a cult leader who is at a crossroads. I don't know, take it as it resonates. We got abundance. They were going after the abundance of this wife for entertainment. They had a great time trying to hurt her. And they did. They probably did very much. They hurt her. So somebody here is level 49. And we got those 33rd degree whatever who felt entitled. They felt entitled to what this person brought to improve their world, and even though they were many levels below. So they hurt this person with their mental magic. They drove this person insane and then set them up with false claims, doing magic. They were going after the abundance of this person. The Page of Cups, the Page of Swords have earned a Nine of Cups wealth. They're making travel plans, planning for the futures. They are a legend. What they've done or accomplished is a legendary thing. Somebody is feeling weak in their house. They have something on their chest. They need to get something off their chest. There's something about the memory. They may want to confess. Somebody may be wanting to confess. They could be on their deathbed. You've got a victory here. Page of Wands, excited and free. While these who were trauma bonding with you have lost their Ten of Pentacles, and they can't go with you. They don't want you to say goodbye. They trauma bonded with you. They don't want you to say goodbye. They can't leave. They've lost the money, which was you and your energy, and any grand ideas that you might have, intellectual property. Look, illusions. They can't say goodbye. They're stuck in the illusion. They're stuck in the illusion, this trauma bond. They're stuck in the mirror. They could be stuck in the mirror. Whatever mirror they've been speaking into, they can't say goodbye. They're stuck in it. Trauma bonded to it. They've lost the wealth, the Ten of Pentacles. They've lost everything. You could be fighting with them. There's a family feud. Strong justice is in effect here. We've got a confident page going on a new journey. They didn't do any business with the merchant. They're a good moral human. We've got a troll trying to seek advice from this unicorn. This is a very special Page of Wands. And we've got a troll stalking them, trying to seek advice. And we've got battle in the reverse. They've lost the battle. So the battle, that this troll has lost the battle, and they're now seeking advice from this unicorn. They want to get in the energy. They want to get in the mind. They're in a painful collapse, a defeat. They've been defeated. The wheel has turned. There's death here and misfortune, a fiery blaze. They want to compromise for collaborating together against you. They're trying to love bomb and gaslight you, but you're telling them to get effed. Look, you know that they're just interested in themselves and that they desire to chow down on your light, on your love light. That's how they get by. They feast on your energy, on your pain, on your trauma. The Empress has grown. Somebody is trying one more time. They're to mess with the mind, to cause a fantasy, an illusion, to deceive. They're waiting to see if it's going to be effective. They're bragging. And tinfoil hat is in the reverse. Nobody's believing this conspiracy theory. They're afraid. They're afraid. They may be trying to cause fear. It could be that they're receiving a warning about growth. Like they're afraid because you have grown, and everybody sees them for what they are. They're receiving a warning. They're in fear. They've got a warning. They were warned last night. I heard him say, if you hurt this woman, and here they are in the environment trying to hurt this woman. They're trying to be deceptive and cast illusions, and they're waiting to see if it's effective. They're already bragging about messing with the mind of this Empress. They missed their opportunity for an Ace of Pentacles. It's in the reverse. There's a Knight of Swords, thinking fast. They want to come forward. They're coming forward fast. We've got the Four of Pentacles here. They want to control your foundation. You are high value. There is a priest trying to trick you. They are a triggered shadow demon. And we've got sacred space in the reverse. They're not here. They're getting kicked out. They're not allowed in. they can't connect with you. They want to connect with you. They're trying to cast an illusion and a deception regarding you and the minds of others about you. There's this gaslighting and manipulation of the perceptions of yourself and others. They're not in the sacred space. They're not allowed in the sacred space. They're still trying to mind F people regarding this Empress. The Chariot's here. You've gained a victory. You're going on a journey. There's a celebration within the community. You're on a new path. You're in control. You're stable. You are okay. This is a reunion. There's cheerfulness here. And these ones are desperate about the future of this influencer who is watching them. So this is a watcher. This is a psychic, oracle, somebody who can hear, see, feel, sense. You got your senses about you, and these ones are concerned about being watched. One of the things that they were so upset about a year or so ago, he can get into everybody's minds. Most High. Well, of course he can. He's God. And they were fighting against God. And now they're concerned because everything they do, everything they say, everything they think, everything they try to plan and get away with sneakily is being watched. And it's being announced by this influencer. They're desperate over this future because every step they make is going to be announced by the oracle. See, they wanted to vilify people and do another witch hunt, witch burn, whatever, you know. And it didn't go that way. They've been kicked out of the sacred space. They've been kicked out of the territory. They've been kicked out of the garden, this shadow demon. And they're very, very triggered. It's a priest trying to trick somebody who is of high value. They might offer you gifts, and that is trickery. Anytime that they present something, it could have some juju on it. If nothing else, it has their energy on it. If you bring it into your house, that's permission for them to be present and to be in that space. It's like, it acts like a portal and is a permission to play in your energy. They want to come in and create mischief for you because you have gained your freedom. And they still want to pluck out the goods that you offer the world and dominate them. They're offering resistance here. Or maybe your nature is offering resistance. You're releasing them. It could be you're releasing them and all communication that they're trying to give you. Like, it could be that their ability to telepathically communicate, to astral travel or astral project or a remote view or to enter into your space here at all is being released. So yeah, be careful with those gifts. Those are like permissions. So there's a heart bond. There's a return of a sacred heart bond within the territory, within the garden. We're moving back into a space of love rather than lust. Those who worked against you and against love, against the big bird, they're at risk. They're at risk because you have insight now into the mimicry, into how they were doing it. Like they were, a few days back, there was a read that they were, or a psychic message, I can't remember what, but it's like they were in trouble because they were creating clones of devils and then, you know, inhabiting them with whatever spirits that were intentionally, you know, those Jezebels, succubuses, incubuses, or whatever the heck those are. So yeah, they would put those inside the bodies and then they would go around and sleep with everybody and bind them up. You got a new direction. You've got a new direction here. And somebody is distracted by your commitment, or they want to distract your commitment. Their routine has been exposed. Those who live in the night, those night dwellers, they're going to be at a distance from you. And we've got isolation. They have to leave the anomaly alone. They got to stay out of your space. They can't bother you anymore. They're anticipating an empty crowd, and a need to survive. Ghosts with bad influences are making preparations. They had an upside down perspective and they're in upheaval, you know, because they were playing. They were very curious and they are playing and they're still trying to play in your energy. But whatever it is, you're waterproof to it. So whatever they're waiting for here in the environment, yeah. This is a scavenger. They were scavenging the entire community and now they're under wrath. They're receiving wrath. They're in grief about your balance and the fact that you are protected and you have earned your wings and you are taking flight.